listening to his voice. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him the doorkeeper opens, and the sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. And when he brings them out, his own sheep, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. John 10:24. We all feel good when we receive a word of encouragement from someone we respect and appreciate. For example, we have heard the saying, Father knows best, as well as Mama always says. It is a comforting feeling when we are gifted by wisdom from our parents and mature relatives, friends, and counselors. However, there are times in our search for significance that we seek to connect beyond human intervention. Indeed, there is the inner desire for every human being to come to realization that they want to experience the voice of the Creator. In fact, one of the goals of religion is to connect with God in human terms. But the reality is that God is interested to manifest His voice to you via His amazing grace. He desires to connect with you on His loving terms, to have a relationship with you. Some erroneously believe that God spoke only in antiquity to His prophets and saints, and that He's not doing this anymore in our generations. The wonderful news is that God speaks now. It is a matter of seeking His voice. Through His special revelation, the Bible speaks to those that diligently seek to discover the great inspiration found in the Holy Scriptures. He's also speaking in a supernatural way to His chosen. Answered prayer is one of the ways we hear God's voice loud and clear. Special circumstances also point out the way to His voice. Fellowshipping with a body of believers will also manifest the voice of God. For some, dreams and visions are demonstration of His desire to communicate. Miracles, signs, and wonders are also ways in which God speaks today. The question is not so much if God is speaking today. It really has to do with us being receptive to His voice. Are we removing all the noise and clutter of this world in order to spend quality time to hear from God? Undoubtedly, this is a busy generation. This generation is full of information, more than any other in history. Yet, there's a huge gap of ignorance about hearing from God. We are just too busy with fleshy distractions. In the age of communication, we're failing to communicate with those that matter, our loved ones, and especially God. It is time to open our hearts and ears to what God has to say in our days. Are you willing to place the noise of this world and pause in order to hear from God? God is doing His part to communicate with us. It is a matter of us to do our part to enjoy the wonderful relationship with God beyond the religious dogma. He made a promise that in the last days He will pour out His Spirit to connect with us. Become part of His reception today.